Hey, what's going on, family? Sometimes the markets usually humbles you. It places you off of your high horse and brings you back down to earth where you really belong. And I think you're seeing that right now in Tesla, the stock. Now, before, Tesla didn't advertise. Why? Because they had the community of Tesla holders who just loved the EV. They loved the EV. They loved Elon. So they supported him. But what happens when sales slump? What happens when the demand is no longer there for your vehicles? You begin to advertise. That's it. The market humbles you. The people humbles you because that reputation, that hype, that fanfare that you once had, it dwindles. It do go away, especially as you continue to do things that is unbecoming of what a CEO should be doing. And people begin to see who you really are. And then they begin to look side-eye at you and say, yeah, I'm not supporting Elon anymore, or I'm not going to buy a Tesla. There's too much competition out here. There's better vehicles out here already that I can purchase for a better price. So why are you really buying a Tesla? So now they have been forced into advertising. Tesla scraps Elon Musk's no advertising mantra as stock nosedives nearly 30% this year. Yeah, the market will humble you. Look at that face. He's like, shh. I told people back in 2019 that money could be used elsewhere in advertising. Here I am today. I got to spend my money to advertise so I can just sell some of my vehicles. He looks so frustrated. Amid rising competition and a lackluster stock performance, Tesla is brushing off CEO Elon Musk's previous disdain for marketing and pushing ahead with digital ads in search of a much needed sales boost. Yep, they're trying to bring in more money. More money. The company spent an estimated $6.4 million on digital advertising last year. This is what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. And they're reporting from data from Vivex, a subsidiary of ad tracking platform Media Radar. The company's marketing budget last year dwarfed the $175,000 that Vivex estimates that the company spent in 2022. Now they went from $175,000 to $6.4 million in advertising, digital advertising. If that don't tell you some dire straits is going on in Tesla, I don't know what will. Something has completely flipped. People must not be talking about Tesla like they used to. I'm just saying. Because you don't go from spending $175,000 in digital advertising to $6.4 million without something changing drastically. Tesla has spent 900 times more on U.S. targeted digital advertising in the first quarter compared to a year ago, according to a report by market intelligence firm Sensor Tower. So again, they need promotion. They're trying to get their branding back out on the street. They have already diluted the fanfare, the community, the Tesla community. They've already inundated them with what they can do. So now they got to go out of the community and try to find more people willing to buy a Tesla. That's where we're at right now. And with the competition becoming more fierce, better EV vehicles are being produced. Maybe this advertising won't work because now people got many other options. Tesla ad spend was mostly focused on YouTube, Sensor Tower reported, but also included campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, Google, and the Musk-owned Twitter platform, according to a review of publicly available data. So Tesla is out here just throwing money to all of these other social media platforms, hopefully that they can bring in people to come in and buy a Tesla. Wow. Like I told you, here's a tweet right here from Elon Musk back in 2019. About 5 years ago, Elon Musk tweeted out, Tesla does not advertise or pay for endorsements. Instead, we use that money to make the product great. So here it is. 5 years later, almost 5 years. Do you think the product is great? Like real talk, do you think Tesla is better now than what it was in 2019? Or is it still the same? Because usually cars come out and you can see at least like these regular automobiles. You know, when they come out with a new model, something about the car always looked different from what it was previously. New design, new features. What has changed on these Tesla's EV models out here from 2019 to now? Because I'm still seeing Teslas on the road, but they look like they're the same. So every year, has not Elon updated the design of these EV models of the Teslas? Are they all still the same? At some point, people will get tired of looking at the same design. They want something new. They want something different. And here it is 4 or 5 years later, and the market hasn't provided anything of that sort for these EV models for Tesla. What's going on? Back in 2019, Teslarati even told Elon it's time for Tesla to advertise, and autopilot should be the first on the list that they need to promote. But he's going to kick back and say, no, we don't do that. We don't need to advertise. We're going to put that money to make the product great. But to me, today, it doesn't look like the product is great. And the crazy part is that as I scroll down on this Twitter feed, wow, look at that. There's an ad even on this man's platform that he owns of people selling Teslas. There's an ad right there off of the man's website. Someone is selling a Tesla Model X 2021. It looked like all the other years. What's changed on this model from the 2020, 2022, 2023? Very low mileage, 10,500 miles, always garage, still under warranty. Carfax report is available upon request. They want 60 grand for it. It's 3 years old. How much does the Tesla Model X go for now? Sell my used Tesla. Maybe that's the reason why they can't sell new models, new Teslas, is because people are trying to get rid of these old ones. Especially if the design hasn't changed. So now they scrapped it. Here's another ad on Twitter. More affordable than you think. World's best SUV is $1,000 off this month. $1,000? Are you serious? Is that what we're doing? $1,000? Is that what you're doing, Elon? You just getting $1,000 off of that? Starts at $35,490. That's after the government comes in and chips in and helps Elon out to sell these cars. That's why it's sliding on ice now, because the model is sliding on these sales. So, many of the ads are promoting the company's Model Y vehicle with a call to buy before prices increase on April 1st. That's tomorrow. Some tout Tesla features such as its autopilot and extra cargo space, while others show families using the touchscreen to play games or stream video. Okay. Is that a flex? Like, all cars can do that. Majority of the cars today, you can play games or stream video. Musk and Tesla have often dissed traditional forms of promotion, relying instead on word of mouth, which I do agree with. Referral programs is good, and the star power of its chief executive to attract customers. That is where I think this is tarnishing the Tesla brand. That star power is diminishing. The light is diminishing on Elon Musk, to where the star power of what he used to be is also lowering the value of word of mouth and referral programs. He needs to put more value instead of on himself, his reputation, and put it on the design of the cars. He needs to get Tesla, the image of Tesla, away from him. It's too connected. People, when they think of Elon, they think of Tesla. He needs to separate that, because if he goes out and do something crazy, it won't tarnish the brand Tesla. That is where, from my opinion, he's messed up. He needs to separate what he does personally and what Tesla does. He needs to separate that. But people, as you can see from the article, they equate that Tesla was able to sell the cars that they were because of the star power of Elon. That's it. But what if that star power goes into shame, goes into hatred, goes into, oh, we despise Elon now? Then that's going to hurt the sales of Tesla selling their EV models, because no one would want to be associated with him, thereby anything that's close to around him. The Tesla CEO has previously said money spent on publicity campaigns would be better spent elsewhere. Still, Tesla shares nearly 30% nosedive since January, and heightening competition from Chinese EV makers has recently led Musk to open up more advertising. This also is a problem. Chinese EV makers, they're making better EV models than Tesla. Their designs, they're better. The battery mileage is a lot better. And that's why you don't see these EV models here in America, because that would hurt Tesla sales. Understand that Tesla is where it's at because of the government. They're restricting competition from coming to the American shores to give their American-based models, Tesla, an unfair competition advantage. Why don't you see Neo cars here in America? Why don't you see BYD models here in America? Why don't you see Li Auto cars here in America? You don't see their car dealerships all over the place. You don't think you don't think China wants to bring their EV models here to America? Of course they do. But there's something that is impeding them from coming up here and doing just that, which gives Elon a massive up of the competition. But they're not getting that in these other countries, though. Tesla's not. China is dominating the EV market outside of the United States. In response to a question at last year's annual shareholder meeting in May, Musk said Tesla would, quote, try a little advertising and see how it goes. The company's reversal on advertising comes as the first 3 months of the year wrap up and analysts prepare for what could be a subpar quarter for the EV maker. Several analysts have already downgraded their estimates for first quarter vehicle deliveries after Bloomberg reported last week that Tesla was cutting back production at its plant in China. On Wednesday, Wedbush Securities cut its estimate to 425,000 cars from about 475,000. The consistently bullish Wedbush analyst Dan Ives also cut his price target to 300 from 315. Although the firm reiterated its outperform rating for the company. Now, I'm looking at his price target. Okay, 300 to 315. Tesla is trading at 175 right now. Is he okay? Is he looking for Tesla to be around $300 by the end of the year? Because the chart is looking kind of dismal as of late. Hopefully we'll get a bounce in mid 2024, maybe the last quarter, third quarter 2024, and maybe the market will begin to see an ascension to higher prices, because currently the market is not giving what Dan Ives is talking about in terms of price target. A recent internal email to staff showed Musk is not just relying on digital advertising, but also aggressive promotion to beef up sales of his $12,000 per year subscription for full self-driving. So you paying $12,000 per year for a subscription for full self-driving. In a leaked internal email this week, Musk said Tesla staff were required to give potential customers a quick trial while they're picking up their cars. Sell it, bring that money in. Since we're not selling too many cars, we got to sell software now. We got to sell something else that we provide, and we got to push it on people. 12 grand a month. 12 grand a year. Grab it, take it. I know this will slow down the delivery process, but it is nonetheless a hard requirement, he wrote in an internal email. Hard. You don't go out there and sell a Tesla until I know for a fact that you offer this $12,000 per year subscription for full self-driving. Now, I don't know where we are today in the world to where people would need to pay 12 grand a year for full self-driving. I don't think the lives of humans today is that busy to where you don't have time to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes out of your day to focus on driving. Like, you got other pertinent things that you need to focus in on. So you need to let this Tesla drive you from A to B. I don't see the world there yet, but maybe it will get that busy to where it'll be a lot easier for the Tesla to drive you around. But I don't think 10 minutes, 15 minutes, wherever you're going, is a requirement to pay 12 grand. Like, you could keep that in your pocket if that's all of the driving that you're doing from day to day. Now, if you're in a car for 3 hours back and forth to work, I get it, because you can do other things for that duration of you being in your car. But going down the street, going up a couple of blocks, coming back, going to the city, I get it. You don't need to me. You don't need to pay that 12 grand, but we'll see if people grab it, because he's really trying to make people his sellers, the salesmen of these Teslas, to go out and push this subscription. Let's see what people got to say. Push buttons for turn signals and no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. That's a hard no for me. You mean you can't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in a Tesla? It seems to me like Tesla's trying to go the way of Apple, to where they keep everything out, and everything that you do has to be an Apple product. Is Tesla trying to go that way? He loves conservatives, but they don't buy his vehicles. Okay. My sister has a Tesla. I always feel like I'm riding in a toy when I am in that car. I can't stand how the dashboard looks. Who would pay 12 grand for a full self-driving program? I guess the rich retirees, but I can't see too many people paying that much if the subscription service ever starts. Problem is that Tesla's design looked like a Prius, and the fit and finish is horrible. Feels cheap inside and out. No advertiser is going to save any EV market currently. All the buyers that are going to buy have bought, and those guys are coming soon to the end of the battery life of those models. They will need to get new ones, but those that are not on the EV train are not going to buy a used EV, even if it was near free. It's a $10,000 repair bill waiting to happen. Does that make sense? I think that's the reason why Hertz completely dropped the fleet of their Tesla models, because for one, Tesla's lowering the prices of the EV models across the board, and then two, the maintenance of them. Musk has been discouraging buying anything Musk adds on X since he bought it. They have already jumped the shark, and there is no turning back from that. And the stock is still 80% overvalued. If you're long Tesla, you're short intelligence. And that's a dig. The early adopters, those who crave a high-profile EV like Tesla, is now saturated. Now Tesla needs to reach those who are not so partial to branding, but are more price sensitive and value oriented. So Tesla will have to offer not just advertise, but offer dealer financing at lower bank rates, sales and rebates. It's the normal course as a brand matures and the copycats swoop in at lower prices. Of course, Tesla isn't going to show the miles, long lines waiting for a charger in Chicago this winter. Of course, Tesla isn't going to show those Teslas that just took over the driving in China that injured many. Of course, Tesla isn't going to talk about their product spontaneous combustion issues. Of course, Tesla isn't going to talk about. Musk has made his name and Tesla toxic in liberal circles, but fortunately he gave his competitors enough time to offer alternatives so rich liberals looking to make a statement with their car. So I really don't see a lot of positive comments here about Tesla and Elon. Do you think this advertising is going to work for the company, for the business? Because currently, our price prediction is looking for the market in Tesla to go lower. Now, again, I'm not like a massive bear looking for the price to go down to $50, nothing like that. But I do see some weakness. And I would say, if I see this market in Tesla come back down to this buy zone here, we may need to have another conversation and talk as to whether or not this stock is becoming more bullish, because this may be the bottom right there. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. Earnings is coming up, mid-April. So we'll see how the market trades up to that point, and then after, then hopefully we'll be able to drop another idea as to whether or not the market in Tesla is going to go up or down. So yeah, go ahead and give me your thoughts though. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.